Welcome in, everybody, to Player Profile with Logan Guy here at East Palestine Bulldogs. Tell us a little bit, Logan, your offensive, defensive position, what you do here for East Palestine.
Yep, on the offensive side of the ball, I play left guard, and then on the defense side of the ball, past couple of years I used to play inside linebacker, but recently, since we've had more depth there, I'm able to be more on the defensive line in any position, whether that's nose or both ends. I can play anywhere on the defensive line.
So we talked with Coach, we've talked with Owen about how this offensive line is stout this year, playing the best ball we've seen from an offensive line in years. We know that you've graded out, your coach told me, in the 90s every week. You've been offensive line player of the week. Just tell me about what's gone into that to get to that level right now.
I think a lot of it is off-season training. Like my freshman year, I wasn't very dedicated to it. But after that, like freshman summer going into sophomore year, something clicked in my brain that I just need to start. I need to start really dipping into it and getting my body right. Like last year, I went down with a pretty bad injury in my knee, so I missed my entire junior season. But getting that fixed and coming into right after I was able to get cleared, I've been nonstop in that way. I'm just grinding it out, getting it right. And I think that's attributed a lot of it to being able to not feel terrible every time I go out and play. I feel confidence and not have to worry about my body giving out on me before I'm ready to give up.
Yeah, that's important. So if somebody's in the stands, they're watching you, and tell us what's the difference between grading out, let's say, at a 90% versus a 50%. What are you doing technique-wise, or what are you doing when you're a lineman there and you're protecting Owen, you're maybe pushing, blocking downfield on a run play? What are you doing, and how's that working?
I'd say I'm just a lot quicker. I definitely used to be way slower off the ball, but now I'm firing off the ball into these people, and most of the times they're double teams with my center, Dalton Johnson, but sometimes it'll be one-on-one, and I'm just quicker, and I'm just stronger. So I think I thought against Wyndham I had a pretty bad game, but even the games I think I have a bad game, it's still a pretty good game. So I think just being older as well, that attributes to being a lot better on the line, and just really leaning into that guard role more, because other years they didn't really know if I was more of a tackle or more of a guard. But junior year they really solidified that I was a guard, so then I can really lean into the fact, okay, let's really refine my guard play.
And how did you do that? What would be different if you were a tackle, and then since you're a guard, you're able to do what differently?
I'm able to move around a lot more. Okay. We pull guards a lot, especially against Bridgeport. We were pulling guards a lot, and I personally think I'm a pretty quick lineman.
Okay.
Even if it's not just off the ball, just pulling or getting around to the outside in general, I think I'm a bit on the higher end of faster linemen.
So pulling is when you're on the right side or the left side, right? Mm-hmm. So you're on the right side and you're pulling. You're going to the left side. And you're actually going to block on a left play, right? Mm-hmm. Does that kind of explain that to those that would be wondering what that is?
It's just, if you're pulling, you just got to think I got to dominate. Whoever it is, first hat that isn't white, you got to lay them out. It's pure confidence. The second your hand comes up and you turn around and your head turns to the right, you're looking for someone and you're laying them out.
Nice. So one of your strengths is you just get off the ball faster, and that's the difference maker for you.
Mm-hmm.
So now you said defensively you've changed positions. Tell us a little bit about that.
So freshman all the way up to junior year, I played inside linebacker, and I love inside linebacker. It is personally my favorite position on the field. But Coach came to me in the offseason and said that he thinks it would be a better fit for me in defensive line. And I've always been told that as well. I'm just a big kid, and I was a big kid when I was younger, so just playing inside linebacker made sense. So when he brought it up to in the offseason, and he gave me the option, I could have stayed at linebacker if I wanted to. But I felt for the better of the team that I should try and just learn defensive lineman at the start of the summer instead of just dragging it on and trying to fit in somewhere I probably didn't belong. Plus, there are definitely a lot better, younger middle linebackers that are coming up that definitely do a lot better job than me, which is okay. And I like the line. I love playing on D line. It's just I'm not very experienced there. Like I have 1 year to learn technique and everything, but I think my physical stats, like strength and speed, make up for not having as much technique or IQ on the line.
And so what are you learning? I mean, how are you increasing that IQ?
I'd say just going against our other defensive linemen. Like, you know, all of our defensive linemen are also our offensive linemen. So every day I'm busting my butt to beat them because they're just as good or better than me. So just learning off them, and, you know, if I'm in the game and I get taken out for a couple of plays for the starters, I ask the other starter who might be out, like Dalton Johnson, like what should I have done better? Or even my defensive line coach, Coach Watt. He's very helpful with explaining things for me and getting me to understand what I should or shouldn't do, which it's been a massive help.
So you're learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you've kind of made a selfless decision to get up there,
mm-hmm.
but you're taking advantage of everything you can.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you're a senior, you're a captain, and tell us a little bit about senior leadership, or what you do as a senior, how it's different than maybe sophomore year or junior year.
I think, like Owen said, confidence. Like when I was a sophomore, because as a freshman, I never tried to lead. I felt like I wasn't in that position. But as a sophomore and junior, it was just like every year I got a little bit more, you know, maybe mouthy, but in a good way to get people to listen and to try and encourage my teammates. But I'd say last year it was at its peak, but then when I got hurt, I kind of felt like I didn't have that place anymore. Like I wasn't really able to connect with the people who I was leading. So this year I came into the off season really trying to like cement myself. Like, and everyone that I play with on offense, I love. Like I'm friends with them outside of football, so we're already good friends. But like they also understand that I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just trying to get you to keep your head in the game and not freak out or anything like that. And they listen if I have genuine criticisms for them. Like I try and pass on my knowledge to them because I've played football since I literally think since you're legally allowed to play football that's how long I've been playing. So
yeah, and you know you have a 2-1 record. We've already talked about how Bulldogs are off to a great start this year, which is very exciting for the community, for the fans, for the school. But then you talked about being friends. How much do you think about being friends off the field in the off season contributes to the success you've had?
Oh, a ton. It just gives you the full confidence in your players. Like, I mean, my freshman year, I wasn't friends with a lot of people, and I didn't really want to play. I wasn't friends with a ton of people. There's no confidence in your team. But I also think that just comes with getting older. Like, you know, when I know our sophomore and junior class very well, and even though I don't know our freshman class, I still try and connect with them because I know how it was to be a freshman, to just sit in the corner and not have anybody talk to you. So we try and include everybody and make everyone feel like they're part of the family, whether they're on varsity, JV, or even just here to help. Like if you're in this locker room, you're part of our family.
Yeah, that's amazing. And tell us just a little bit, you know, as you're looking into league play, what you're thinking about. What's the mindset of maybe some of the other linemen, some of the defensive players, the people you're talking to, would you say?
At least personally for me, my thoughts on it is we should just dominate. Like whether it's out of league, in league, we should dominate, especially our offense and defensive linemen. I might be a little cocky in saying it, but I feel like we're the best offensive line in the EOAC, like by far. Like I have that much confidence in me and my buddies on the line. Like
that's a big statement.
Like we've been busting our butts for years and like really trying to work on our play on the line because we know we're the most important part when it comes to actually getting things rolling, and we've seen it produce in the field. And it's just every Thursday and Friday, pure confidence from all of us. Just like we're unable to stop smiling from just knowing we're just going to dominate up front.
Yeah. And what do you think that you would want the viewing audience to know about your team, about you, about this Bulldog group that maybe they don't know?
I want them to know that like we're never going to quit. Like no matter what, whether we're losing, winning, in overtime, whatever it is, we're never going to give up. Like we are going to push it to the very last second, and that'll be all of us, including our freshman, sophomore, all those other grades. I know my grade will, but everyone else will be right behind us as we're leading them.
Yep. All right, so this is Tim Figley with another player profile here with Logan Guy, a 3-time already player of the week as far as the offensive line is concerned, and a senior. And we're inviting you to come on out, watch these Bulldogs the rest of the year. We got 7 more games. Come check us out, home or away or on YSN. Player profile, Logan Guy. Thank you and good luck.
Yep.
Go Bulldogs.